Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play on the Server with Scoots42. Um, you may notice a big giant hole here. Not to worry, nothing got blown up. Basically, I've decided to kind of down. And the snowfall is nice, but it takes a little while. Takes a little while for it to stop there. There we go. And what I wanted to do today is I'm basically going to move my processing center down here somewhere. I've constructed a few of these power cells. They weren't terrible. It did cost a couple of diamonds and a couple of emeralds to get these. No big deal. And we also needed to craft some of the power cell cards. And again, not terrible. Not terrible to craft those at all. So let's see if we can find a decent place here to get this going. I'm thinking I'd kind of like to have it close to here. So let's see. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this yet, but let's, for now, let's just stick this guy here. And you see, he's got a little bit of power, because I was testing this upstairs. Let's see, I believe if I put that there, yeah, there we go. Now he's sharing the power. And I'll show you the power room here in a little bit. Because I did build a separate building just for power generation, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to get away with using these power cells, and I'll probably use it in conjunction with the energy cube. That's kind of my thought right now. So that guy should be getting power, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come behind the wall here. So I wanted to test some other stuff. I've got these basic universal cables, and I wanted to see if they were going to work. I mean, we can always use the actually additions lasers. Those do work, and I am using those in the power room. Okay, that's connected there. I would hope. I believe these are mechanism. I didn't really want you to connect there, though, buddy. So let's go ahead and get rid of that there. All right. So basically, what I'd like to be able to do is have my machines, you know, like right around in this area. I'm thinking gosh, this is where it gets hard, because I am so used to Ender IO that when I have to start thinking about connecting on multiple sides, that's where I tend to struggle a little bit. So I'm thinking maybe if we go down an extra one. I don't know that it's going to be completely necessary. But what I'm thinking is I want to give myself enough room to be able to connect some kind of item transfer pipes to a lot of these, because I'd like to automate some things. You know, like, let's see, let's get these connected here. I'd like to be able to automate things like ore processing, and I think to do that successfully, I'm going to need some space to connect things on multiple sides. And again, this is not something I'm terribly used to. So let's see what we've got here. We've got our powered furnace. I'm thinking I'll probably want my furnace close to that guy. And I'll probably want let's see if we can get the pulverizer here. I like the pulverizer. It's basically going to save me from having to connect on a side. Let's see, you're getting power. So real quick, let's see. Because these things, I believe they retain their power. So let's do something like getting some cobblestone. Because I really don't have very much glass. And I'm going to want more glass. So let's get you set up. And let's see if we can't get you to... I think red is auto output. Let's see if we can't get you... Are you still getting power? I think you're still getting power. Let's see what this guy's saying. Yeah. And you are losing power. Okay, so that means that these are taking power from these guys, which is good. Let's see, that should have... Yes. Okay. So now what I'm going to need are some kind of item transfer cable. See if Thermal's got the Fluiducts. Leadstone flux duct. Now that transfers power. Redstone. Item duct. There we go. Item duct. Transfer items. Transfers items. Items travel more rapidly. Let's see what that looks like. Impulse item duct opaque. Needs item duct. Let's just start off with the regular old item ducts. Why not? It's going to need 10. And I did make a little bit of that hardened glass, so hopefully I've actually got it somewhere. Oh, you know what? I think it's in my inventory. Yep, there we go. Let's get a handful of them here. What I don't know is if I'm going to need to tell it... Oops. I don't know if I'm going to need any kind of a pump mechanism, because there are little pump mechanisms in this. I typically think they are for fluids, but I could be wrong about that. Let's see, hopefully that's going to start sucking our glass out. And that's where we might need something similar to this. It's a servo. Yeah. Let's go ahead and I'll try to craft up another servo here in a minute. I'm thinking that might do the trick. And I believe the servo also needs a lever. So right here, let's just double check. No. Can I just... I'm not sure exactly if putting it on the floor is going to work. So I'm thinking what I'll need to do is decide on some kind of a block. Let's just see if the marble will work. Because eventually I am going to prettify, get this basement prettied up. Let's get that lever on there. Well, there it goes. That did the trick. Outstanding. So I believe that is going to work. Yes. All right. Basically, what that means is hopefully we'll be able to set up some kind of automatic ore processing. So let's go ahead and get the rest of our machines down. Let's see, we can have the smelter over here. I think I'm going to do something different with the fluid extractor there. Let's go ahead and get the crusher. See, this is where, you know, like things I think are going to start to get a little trickier. So if you see what I mean here. This, I may actually go ahead and put the crusher back upstairs for manual stuff. So, what else do we need down here? I'll probably want to get that ore dictionificator going at some point. Let's see, we can just pop you here for now. So you're doing good. I'll tell you what we're going to need to do is definitely look into getting some of the speed upgrades. Let's see what else we can put down here. What is this? The latex processing unit. I did make a lava fabricator, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Now this is where I think things are going to start getting kind of sticky. So I may still need to employ lasers for this guy because I need that in the latex processing unit. Let's see. I could have sworn we had more machines that we were going to want to put down. I'll probably move. Let's think about this. Let's do some testing. How about that? Let's take a look at some of these ores here and see what we can do to get the ores set up. We'll have to wait a second for the elevator, and I'm really seriously thinking about putting a staircase in here. That is ridiculously loud, sir. Let's get some of these ores here. Now let's get some gold. How about some silver? Got a bunch of redstone. How about some copper? Because ideally, I did also find out, by the way, I got this bauble. It's a wing charm. It gives me slow fall after 6 blocks. And it is a little bit loud, but I can use this elevator without getting hurt. Now, why it's acting like this is such a huge drop, I honestly couldn't tell you. That I have no clue about. Let's get you out of there, and let's make sure that you're going to be able to process this stuff. You see, like, it's not wanting to process the silver, for instance. How about the gold? Yeah, it doesn't want to process the gold either. How about the copper? No? Is it because that's in there? Oh, it may have been because there was some gravel in there. think the smart thing to do here, possibly the smart thing, and this is what I mean. I mean, you know, this stuff gets out of hand really quick. Because I was just so spoiled by the Ender IO conduits. Like, honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to keep these here like that. It may be a good idea. Okay, so that's... And this is where I may need to hook up the Sword Dictionificator. I honestly don't know if this is... I think that's the copper I have up there. But I could be wrong about that. In fact, let's pop down the Dictionificator here and see. And no, I've got a different kind of copper up there. You see, this is where things might start getting a little hairy. Now, the Dictionificator doesn't take power. But I also don't know if I'm going to be able to pipe things into it. Or it might be sided. You know, I just don't know. Universal cable, item duct. Here we go. Let's try maybe... Let's see if we can pipe it onto that side. And it did take it a minute to start piping the glass. Oh, it's doing something. Okay, now that's crazy. Let's see. It actually shows the item. That is outstanding. So what I would love to see is it actually show up, which I'm kind of afraid that it isn't. Let's take a look here and see if our copper is increasing. I don't see that it is. Oh, now it is working. Okay, so basically what we need to do is get another servo. I think I've got the stuff for one of those. Yeah, we sure do. So let's get the servo put on there. And of course we'll probably need another lever. This one I think, no, I'll need another block. So let's just put some cobble there for now. And we'll get ourselves another lever. That's on now, so we should shortly hopefully see. I don't know that I'll be able to pipe it out of that side, is the only problem. And we're going to have to set up filters basically for each one. Man, that's going to... I'm not certain that it is actually piping it out of there. Let's see if I can, there we go. Oh, that, I didn't really mean to do that, sir. There we go. Hopefully that'll correct itself. What I think, though, I don't think it's piping out of there. I could be wrong. I think this thing may be sided. So let's try it this way. Where'd my item ducts go? Thank you. And we're going to disconnect you. I believe this thing also can handle items. In fact, a lot of these things look like they can handle items. You're not going to auto output or anything like that, are you? No. Right, so let's get our servo on there. Now I think I can get away with putting a switch here. Where did that lever go? Oh, it's up there. There we go. You made no difference. So are you going to start piping out at any point? Is the question. Oh, and it looks like maybe. I think that is working. So what we're going to want to do, though, is disconnect it here and make sure that it is going. And I think that is working. And we'll know here, hopefully, shortly. Yes, that is totally working. Sweet. Now, of course, this is nowhere near the prettiest thing in the world. So to help with that, I think, let's kind of get back here. Yeah, see, because there's our servo right there. So let's kind of hide this switch back here, I think, is going to be the answer. I think you were right there. So hopefully that got our servo back on. I think it did. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Good deal. And you're still taking power. You guys are still full on power. And I think we can do something similar right here. Let's just see if we can't. Hide this switch back here as well. I'm hoping that looks like it's still working. That is cool. Now, of course, I would have loved it if we could have, just gone straight up to the top and the bottom, but what are you going to do? So basically, it looks like we're going to have automated ore processing. So I think what I would like to do, let's see. Now, will you pull from a chest? Let's see if I've got... I think I might have an ender chest up here, which is hopefully what I want. Let's see if we've got some dye as well. Yeah, let's see if we can make this orange dye work with it. I think I've got an ender chest. A spare one, so let's see. I do. Is there room right here? Yes. Let's hop up here for a second and let's make sure this is a different color than the one we're using. Let's do orange. Basically, because that's what we... And it looks like I missed. Well, that's not happy. We'll just see if I've got another orange dye here. Yep. I did not know you could color the same one more than once with the same color. There we go. So that's orange. Let's see if you will just suck stuff out of there. Thought that was input. Could be wrong about that. Pretty sure that's the top. So it doesn't look like it's going to automatically pull out of there. Oh, you know what? How about auto input enabled? Yeah. So that is going to work out pretty good. So the next bit I would think is let's get another ender pouch. And I might have enough stuff to make that. I do. Now, the real trouble is I don't know if I've got any more orange flowers. Ooh, that's rough. How did I make these? Red and yellow. Or I need orange tulips. Probably don't have any orange tulips, or it would have shown up in there. So that might be a fun little distraction. Let's go, since we got most of that done, let's head up and I will show you guys around the new panel. Oh my gosh, that is ridiculously hot. There we go. And I know this is going to come as a huge surprise. Basically, I built another 9x9. I know, it's a shocking. There we go. And this is basically what I came up with. I am using a little bit of the Actually Additions lasers, since this is basically Actually Additions, every single bit of this. And I don't know if you can see it, but I got these fluid ducts to transfer all of our liquids around. You're going to need a crescent hammer from Thermal Foundation to be able to adjust these. The same with the item ducts and basically any of these ducts from Thermal Dynamics. You're going to need the Thermal Foundation crescent hammer to manipulate those connection points. Because like over here, you don't want these oils mixing, basically, is the thing. And again, you can see I'm just not used to having to connect to different sides. I mean, these are huge. Now, part of the problem is I don't have this guy powered yet. But I think that's actually something I might be able to take care of real quick. Did not do a good job of centering that. Let's see here. I think I can live with it. I don't think it'll kill me. But what's probably going to happen is I'll more than likely end up with more than one press. But for now, I really don't want this guy running out of power. So these guys are out of oil. Probably because no, that's interesting. This was all working pretty good. So what that's telling me is I'm probably going to need some servos. Let's see. Should be able to use those. Well, let's go ahead and just kind of, I'm honestly at a little bit of a loss because I could have sworn that this was working earlier. But maybe it's just not pumping it in there quite right. So let's see about getting another servo. Good thing I came to check on this. Of course, it is possible that I've got the wrong fluid in there as well. That could very well be what's happening. Wish it would tell me. I think that's what happened. So apparently I can't let, because that servo's not necessary. Thinking what happened is I probably ran out of the oil. Let's see what happens. Those my fluid? Yeah. I wonder if I can just kind of sneak that stuff out of there. That to me looks an awful lot like fermented oil. Did any of you? Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's what happened. So basically we should be able to do that now. Yeah, you're getting power again. There we go. Now I don't know how. I don't know how that happened because that The barrel must have just run out. You know, like that's the only thing I can think of. Maybe I need to use these from the top. I'm not sure. I've never actually run into that problem before. I've got enough canola in there to where that shouldn't have happened. The only thing I can think is this guy probably ran out of power and sucked all the oil out of there, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. Did I get stuck down here again? Dang it. There we go. So we should be able to get this stuff put back together now. And I've got a super full inventory. I mean, like every bit of it is just fuller than it needs to be right now. There we go. That cleans back up. So you're doing good again. And you guys are generating power again. So what I'll probably want to do is get another oil generator. Let's see. What that's going to take. A bunch of cobble. Hopefully this won't kick me. I can't remember if it did or not. Oh, there we go. That was lucky. Well, maybe not lucky, but you know what I mean. And I'm going to steal a little bit of canola. And I have no room. So let's put some stuff up. Oh, the things I go through to get stuff done. There we go. Now we've got a third generator. If I remember right, need another fluid duct here. If I remember right, this should still be able to keep up. I might need to get a second press over here, but it looks like it's doing okay. In fact, I think that might be what we need to do. Let's go ahead and get another press going over there. I think that's probably what's slowing us down here. This is where it might get a little tricky because I'll probably end up having to get rid of that hopper. I think we're close enough to the wrapping up point that I think I should probably go ahead and get this episode wrapped up. See if we got a little of that andesite handy. Fix that hole over there. I don't know where that andesite went. Oh, it was hanging out right there the whole time. Okay. Well, I think let's go ahead and get this episode wrapped up here today, and I will work on getting the rest of this functioning properly between now and the next episode. So thanks for stopping by today, guys. I hope you're enjoying the new series. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, thanks for stopping by today, guys, and take care.